Module 3.2 Subdividing the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS for short. The idea is to divide the total work of the project into major groups and then to subdivide these groups into smaller and smaller parts until you reach units of a size adequate to provide control of the project. The lowest level of subdivided work should be small enough to permit adequate control and visibility without creating an unwieldy administrative burden. By that we mean a level at which you can assign tasks and accurately estimate task scope, effort, resources, cost and schedule. The 80-hour rule or 2-week rule. Some experts suggest breaking down WBS elements so that no work package exceeds 80 hours of effort or 2 weeks of duration. Then control milestones will not exceed 80 hours of work or 2 weeks of duration. This seems granular enough for awareness and control. The Sanity Rule. Other experts suggest breaking WBS elements down only as far as you need to monitor progress, regardless of the duration or resource requirements of the work packages. We'd like to suggest the WBS and associated work descriptions should be easy to understand. Do not arbitrarily subdivide work to the lowest possible level, but the lowest level should have about the same level of effort as in the 80-hour rule. The WBS can act as a hierarchy of discrete, measurable milestones so that everyone can tell when a task should start and when it should end. Tasks should have clearly defined start and end dates. You should be able to construct a schedule or activity diagram from the tasks on the WBS. Different projects have different WBS. Although WBS templates are good and no one wants to reinvent the wheel, it is very important for team building to involve the planning team in the creation and approval of the WBS. Are there any fixed principles for subdividing the WBS? Well, not really. Some experts will argue that the WBS must reflect a product decomposition, but this position is not widespread outside of systems engineering or universally accepted within systems engineering. Your guiding principle, decomposition principles, should reflect the way the team wants to manage and control your project. Sometimes this involves product decomposition. Many times it's chronological or by functional departments, geography, cost accounts, and is often a combination of all of these. In general, there is no single best way to organise the WBS. Any given project can be decomposed several ways. Your task is to find the decomposition that works best for the team. We strongly suggest developing at least 2 different work breakdown structures during planning to examine different management approaches and to compare the benefits and restrictions of each. Then choose the one that best reflects how the team wants to control the project. This example shows the relationship between a product breakdown structure and a work breakdown structure. Notice how the WBS includes all the work that goes into the project, not just the work that goes into the product. In other words, work elements like project management, systems engineering, and integrated logistics are also work activities. If you forget to include these in the WBS, you are leaving out vital parts of the scope. These are the coordination and communication tasks that glue the product components into a complete project. Here are several possible methods for subdividing and organising a WBS. You could use different methods at different levels if needed. Unless dictated otherwise by your organisation or the customer, anything goes as long as you can cover the total scope of work and the WBS reflects the way that your team intends to execute the project. The methods listed here are the more common WBS categories: components or product breakdown, chronological or sequential flow, functional disciplines, organisational units, geographical areas, cost accounts, configuration characteristics, deliverables, purpose or functions, subsystems of the product or project, schedule milestones, and phases. You'll find that different types of work breakdown structures have different advantages. Take chronological, for example. This creates a sense of urgency in the team. It's easy to see the critical path and provides an owner for those critical path activities. It's best for stimulating communications among team members and stakeholders. It seems to work best if time is of the essence. A weakness is that it requires a mature team leader because they must coordinate many different tasks and disciplines, sometimes all at the same time. Functional. Functional is good for accountability, but it is harder to define the critical path. It can make a project manager's job harder because the project manager must sort through the task leaders for each functional job and be the main communicator for them. Otherwise, they work in functional silos. Components. Components is sometimes best for ownership and is an attractive way to break down second-level activities if the first level is chronological. It may, though, require a systems integrator to assure that interfaces are coordinated.